Dear children, welcome to the Standard 6 Literature class. Today I am going to teach you chapter 13 and page number 138. Children, we already started this chapter. Let's continue the chapter. So, Bankum, how could he? Very convenient guessing, I am sure. It's no use telling us such utter fibs. They are not fibs. How dare you say so? Flamed Merely. It's the absolute truth, endorsed Mavis. Do you stick to that? Of course we do. Children, palpable means easily noticeable abuse, and insinuation means the act of suggesting indirectly that something unpleasant is true. Fibs means lies. Then I shall have to call on Sybil to tell us something she saw yesterday. Sybil, who was red, nervous, and even more uncomfortable than Liva, rose from her seat to make her accusation. I was in their garden yesterday after school, and I saw Merely come back, hurry among the bushes, and climb in at the study window. I waited, and she came out again and scooted off as if she didn't want to meet anybody. Oh, you didn't see me. I wasn't there, was I, Mavis? Most certainly not. You were at home all the time. I can prove that. I think that I think the thing proves itself, said Liva. First of all, you are seen by a witness entering the study where no doubt the exam papers were spread out on the table, and then you come to school primed with the questions. There isn't a shadow of doubt. Wait a minute, said Mavis, rising with a very white face. To begin with, you have got to prove that it was Merely. One witness isn't enough. Katy and Peggy saw her down the drive. They told me so. What time was it? About 5 o'clock. She was practicing at home then. I can bring witnesses to prove that. Besides, if she had really seen the questions, do you think she had have been silly enough to tell them to you before the exam? The girls looked puzzled at that, but Nesta murmured, but Merely was silly enough for anything. As she is one of the monstresses, she thought we ought to give her a chance to clear herself before we told Miss Mitchell, said Liva. She can clear herself and she will. It's not fair to condemn her like this. You must give her time to bring her own witnesses. I ask you all, is it like Merely to do such a thing? Well, no, it certainly isn't like either of you. That's what surprised us too so much. You feel you can't be sure of anybody, added Aubrey. The boarder's tea gone, sounding at that moment, brought the meeting to an unsatisfactory conclusion. The Ramses hurried home, bubbling over with indignation, to pour their woes into Mother's sympathetic ear and were highly put out to find the drawing room full of scholars. We will sit in the summer house, only I must have my jersey, declared Merely, catching up the garment in question from its peg in the hall and pulling it on. Primed means prepared, Moni dresses means a girl in charge of the class. Children, turn the page. I want some place where I can explore. This is just the beastliest thing that's ever happened to me in all my life. I can't understand it, puzzled Mavis, with her forehead in wrinkles. Merely was stamping along the path with her hands in the pockets of the jersey. Why should they accuse me, of all people in the world, of climbing in through the study window? Sybil must have been dreaming. She is an idiot of a girl. She had imagined anything from a ghost to a vulgar. What are we going to do about it? I wish to goodness they would tell Miss Mitchell. I had rather she knew. I have a jolly good mind to go and tell her myself. Then I should have first innings and she had hear our side of it. Hullo, there's Clive. It was that lively young gentleman who came walking along the garden wall and took a flying leap on the path, just avoiding one of the best flower beds. There's a whole tribe of ladies in the drawing room. He volunteered. I carried my tea into the summer house. Have you bunked too? I don't blame you. You are looking down in the mouth. Both of you. Exams gone wrong this afternoon. Shall I tell your fortunes again? Your precious fortune has got us into a great deal of trouble, answered Merely. How did you manage to guess those questions? They were actually in our papers. Clive pulled his face into a variety of grimaces. You young wretch, cried Merely, chasing him down the path as he felt. She took her hands from her pockets to catch hold of him, and as she did so, out flew a penknife on to the grass. Clive pounced upon it immediately and picked it up. I have been looking for his everywhere, he declared. How did it get inside my pocket? Asked Merely. I never put it there. Clive, exclaimed Mavis with a sudden flash of intuition. Did you wear Merely's jersey yesterday? I remember she found it wet. I verily believe you dressed up in her clothes and went to school. For answer, Clive burst into fits of laughter. Oh, it was stopping, he hinted. I stuck on her skirt and jersey and tam o'shanter and took it everybody. I walked down the street and up the drive to the school door. I prowled round the garden. There was a window open, so in I went and found exam questions all over the table. I thought I had dragged you about them. Grimace means a facial expression of disgust. Intuition means a strong feeling or belief. Tam o'shanter means a Scottish cap. You Atrocious imp, look here. You don't know what a scrap you have got us into. You will just have to run up and get us out of it again. That's all, the girl exclaimed. It was a long time before the girls could get Clive to see the serious side of his escape and realize what an exceedingly grave charge had been brought against their honor. In the end, by dint of scolding, entreaty, coercion, and even bravery, they succeeded in persuading their cousin to come along with them to Miss Mitchell and tell her the whole story. I am extremely glad to know, she said, looking hard at Clive. The fact is, I was deceived myself. He is very like you. Merely, I happened to see him climbing out of the window, and I certainly thought I recognized you. I have felt upset all day about it. I couldn't understand your doing such a thing. Will you explain to the boarders, please? I had them to think me a sneak. I will make that all right. And about those exam questions, Mavis and I wouldn't have dreamed to looking them up beforehand, and I don't suppose we should have known them. Wouldn't it be fairer just to cross them off in our papers and not count them? We had much rather you did. Yes, it's the only thing to be done. Clive, much subdued, blunt out a kind of apology before he left, which Miss Mitchell accepted with dignity. The fifth form, when they heard the true facts of the story, repented their hasty court of justice and made handsome amends. Students, these highlighted words, what is given the word meanings, you write down in the literature copy and practice it. Okay, thank you.